could also see we are now negative 20 million cap room. So now it's kind of time to get rid of some of the big contracts ahead of this, and Victor Oladipo will be one, and I probably have to send Miles Turner and Oladipo together, or I could also do a separate. Yeah, I'll just do a separate. See who we get. Mind you, now I'm not trying to get like a contract that's like really high. Like this would end up working out. Mitchell Robinson. It would take down the cap room a ton, but also be getting a center. He's not a shooter or anything like that, but he can be able to grab boards when he needs to, and he would also be replacing Miles Turner, of who I'm about to trade next. So let's see, trade finder. Let's trade Miles Turner and just another future second round pick. Alright, since all of these, I'm not really interested in all of these. I'm still gonna end up trading Miles Turner and probably also saying Jeremy Lamb and Doug McDermott. But of course, all the ones we getting back are gonna be high price for players, so I'll probably just send Jeremy Lamb and Doug McDermott on their own. And I'm gonna trade Jeremy Lamb and Doug McDermott for Elfrid Payton and Reggie Bullock. I think now we really have too many guards on the team. Elfrid Payton, TJ McConnell, Jalen LeCue. So we don't really have. Well, we do have a lot more guards than we do any other position, but that's not so bad. Now trying to trade Miles Turner, and I'll probably just give away. No, we need young players to stay on the team. Uh, that probably trade TJ McConnell with him. Alrighty. So now that we just got all those trades through, salary cap table. Now we are above 11.61 mil in cap space. Then the next season will be in 57.40. So that's a lot better than, I believe we were at just negative 25 mil. So So let's upgrade that. Now our new starting point guard is Alfred Payton. New shooting guard Zach LaVine. MPJ at small forward. Sabonis at power forward, and Mitchell Robinson playing center, and Will Barton as the sixth man. If you just go down the list, all the other players still on the team. As you could also see in the middle of the rebuild, MPJ has now dislocated his right patella and is out 4 to 6 months. And now also another injury. Will Barton has now broken his right ankle and is out 2 to 4 months. That's gonna be a big blow because he was the backup small forward slash he was the sixth man. My bad, not the big man. To come off the bench for us, and now he's injured too. So now the new small forward is gonna be Keelan Martin. And before that, he really didn't get much playing time. So see how well he do for us. Yo, what's going on YouTube? Back with another video, and in today's video, Yo, what's good, YouTube? Back with another video. And in this one, I'll be rebuilding the Indiana Pacers. As you can see, to start off, we got Malcolm Brogdon, Sabonis, TJ Warren, Oladipo, Miles Turner, Jeremy Lamb, Justin Holiday, McConnell, and all them. But first thing of business I would want to do is I would want to get rid of Brogdon and try to get like a better point guard, shooting guard position. Also, I would trade unprotected second round pick and probably another unprotected second round pick. Oh, Drew Holiday would be a decent type of player, but his contract is kind of high. Bryn Forbes, he's he's kind of decent with his shooting, kind of shaky sometimes, but or we could also get Zach LaVine and Daniel Gafford offered with us. But I'm gonna keep on looking to see the trades, and then I'll pick which one I think fits best for the team. Or we could also add a shooter in Tyler Hero and have Iguodala on the team. He's a good defensive asset. We could also have a shot blocker in Hassan Whiteside and Buddy Hield, and then have a shooting guard, a decent shooter in Buddy Hield. I'm kind of in the middle of which one I want to get between the Bulls and the Kings. But Zach LaVine could be a young asset to the team. Uh, so I'm gonna go ahead and take the Bulls off. Other thing I also would want to do is I would also want to trade. What would I also want to trade? I also want to trade TJ Warren and also another unprotected second rounder and a potential unprotected first round pick in 2024. Also in this one, instead of me doing the last trade, I can still be able to get Hassan Whiteside, and then plus instead of Buddy Hield, I'd be able to get Harrison Barnes, but you would also be able to get Michael Porter Jr. I'm gonna trade TJ Warren, 2022 unprotected second round pick, and a 2024 unprotected first round pick, and Justin Holiday for Michael Porter Jr. and Will Barton. Six end up winning MVP. Jalen Suggs wins Rookie of the Year. Precious Achiuwa wins Sixth Man. Defensive Player of the Year is AD, also averaged 27, 12, and 2. De'Aaron Fox ends up winning Most Improved Player at 23, 3, and 7. Season has ended. We end up being the 8th seed. But with all of these injuries and Zach LaVine and MPJ, Gafford, and them, it's gonna be difficult for us to be able to win one, especially after Zach LaVine just got injured with a dislocated left patella, and also having MPJ, who is now day to day after he dislocated his right patella, and Daniel Gafford after breaking his right hand is also day to day. So I don't expect us to go very far, but one very surprising thing is you're gonna have the Orlando Magic be the number one seed, but you're gonna have Milwaukee and Boston be the fourth and fifth. I mean, I can understand Philly being second and Brooklyn potentially being third, but you're gonna have Orlando Magic be better than all of these teams. That's quite interesting. So as we go right here and simulate the round, Daniel Gafford is potentially now come back and play, and now he is fully healthy to come back and play. Orlando takes a 1-0 lead. MPJ has now decided to come back. Now it's tied 1-1. We go up 2-1. We go up 3-1 on the number one seed, and right after this, after we go up 3-2, Aaron Holiday ends up getting right shin splits and is out 2 to 4 weeks. And now it seems like as if we're about to blow a 3-1 lead to the Orlando Magic. Let's go ahead and simulate it to see how it go. And right off the rip, we already down by 7. Now we seems like we just have blown a 3-1 lead to the Orlando Magic. Yep. As they end up winning 132 to 104 after we were just having a comfortable 3-1 lead. Well, a 3-1 lead really ain't so much as comfortable as it used to be anymore, especially after what LeBron did with the Warriors in that 2016 finals. But Sabonis drops 22, 9, and 7. MPJ, everybody else kind of just didn't end up stepping up. And Fournier, Terrence Ross, Aaron Gordon, seems like they was on the same page. But let's go ahead and keep on simulating this next round. Orlando is surprisingly up 2-0. Now Boston's coming back. And Orlando has beaten the Boston Celtics after Cole Anthony has a career game with dropping 30 points, 6 rebounds, and 7 assists. Jaylen Brown still dropped 30. Jay Tatum 7 of 12 from 3. And they end up losing. Jaylen Brown, Jay Tatum, and Kemba Walker seems like they were the only 3 that actually wanted it. The rest of the team really wasn't so much of wanting to win. So the Orlando Magic are now one step away from going to the NBA Finals. But also, hold on, at the other side, the Lakers 4-2 Houston, Utah 4-1 Golden State. Memphis knocks out the Kawhi and Paul George team of the Clippers in the first round, and then later on get 4-1. And now representing the West is Utah and New Orleans. As we end up simulating this next one, Philly goes up 2-0, 3-0. They 4-0 the Magic right away. And now the Utah Jazz, after Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert got that bag in the off season, are now going to the NBA Finals to play against the 76ers. Game 1 goes to Philly. Game 2 goes to Philly. 3-0, 4-0 sweep. And with Ben Simmons winning Finals MVP. Let's check out the player retirements. Tyson Chandler, Jamal Crawford, Paul Gasol, and now as the draft is coming up, the Chicago Bulls are the number 1 pick. But I really would want to trade Zach LaVine away just so we could be able to just so we can be able to have extra cap room in this one, because I believe Kawhi Leonard will be a free agent in this upcoming one, so it should be interesting. And also for a pick, no, I wouldn't say I don't want to send him back to the Bulls for that. I could send him. Could potentially send him to the Knicks. And they said they're not interested. They wanted more picks. They can go right ahead and get as many picks as they want to. MPJ, I believe he'll be staying on the team. One other player I would really want to trade is Aaron Holiday. See what I can potentially get out of him. Not too much. Actually, propose trade is what I was on to do. I just clicked the wrong button. I would want to trade him potentially for a second rounder, potentially 2 second rounders, and they accept it. Now the Chicago Bulls go up and they select Cade Cunningham with the number 1 pick in the draft. Number 2 pick is OKC. They get Jalen Suggs. So as now picking the number 3. Who would I want? I've heard some things about Evan Mobley at USC and how he's a great player. I've also heard about Jalen Green as well. I believe he's in the G League this year. Jonathan Kuminga I've heard about. But the person who I would probably want to get the most would probably be between Jalen Green and Kuminga. So since I'm really not sure of who I would want, I'm going to select Jalen Green. But now I'm going to, hopefully they accept this trade. And Michael Porter Jr. and I want to send him potentially to the Spurs. They said they're asking a lot. So we go right ahead and send another second rounder. They still saying no. Okay. I'll do. How about a top 10 protected in the next year? And then this year's they're still saying no even for that. They want a player in return. Say Goga. They have agreed. As soon as I put Goga in the deal, they have accepted it. And now it's kind of hard because most of the players I got on the team now, I don't really got a center position now. But I can always get one in free agency because now I got enough to be able to do it. But one person I really want to get is Kuminga because I've heard a lot about him. And they're gonna say that he has a very solid mid-range shooting ability, body control is solid, able to make adjustments on the fly, jumps all the way out of the gym, elite vertical leap. But his weaknesses has questionable basketball IQ and court awareness. One of the poorer passers in the league, not a playmaker. Shows a distant lack of focus on rebounding, should be better. Or having Mobley on the team, he's a solid finisher. He can also hit threes with consistency and isn't someone that you can rely on to get steals. But as a big man, who you really knows that gets steals besides Nikola Jokic? So now I really don't got a center position, and then plus I'm potentially gonna try to go all in on getting Kawhi Leonard in free agency. I really don't need Kuminga. I'd rather have Mobley on the team, so I'm gonna go ahead and select Mobley. Send to the next user pick. We are the 15th pick in this one. Zaire Williams is still there. He's also a person that I've heard of a few times. Scotty Lewis, I believe he plays for Florida. Wendell Moore, I've heard some things about. But I'm going to go ahead and also in this one pick Zaire Williams, but I'm going to move him to, cause how tall is he? He is 6'8", so I might move him to shooting guard, or he could just play the sixth man off the bench. So go ahead and do that. Send him to the next user pick of mine. I'm a curve maker. I've had some other rebuilds that I picked him, and he has been phenomenal in playmaking, shooting, rebounding, everything. I think he's gonna be the next great big man in the league if he gets a chance. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick my curve maker with this one, and send him to the end of the draft. So in all, we got Jalen Green, Evan Mobley, Zaire Williams, and now I'm a curve maker on the team. Also, and this is also what also work out is sending Daniel Gafford to the Cleveland Cavaliers for a top 10 protected pick. Now in this new season, we would have Devontae Graham as a starting point guard, Kelly Oubre as a starting shooting guard, Zaire Williams, Sabonis, Mitchell Robinson, Julius Randle, have Jalen Green come off the bench, Mobley also be coming off the bench. I wouldn't necessarily give Cassius Stanley minutes or really Quinn Cook the minutes, and I'd rather give them to McCurry Maker and Ayo. I'm just gonna say Ayo just because I don't want to get his name wrong or whatnot. So they'll be the ones that get minutes. We have an extremely young team. There's now, potentially, very young team. But let's go ahead and send forward. Turn them to the G League, and let's go to the Simcast to see the first game of the season of the newly acquired players on the team. As we now beat the Raptors. Siakam scores 21-5 for them, but Sabonis drops 32, 17, and 3. Devontae Graham gets 23. Mobley with 12 and 6. Jalen Green with 11 and 2. Zaire Williams with 8, 3 and 3. McCurry Maker with 7, 2 and 3. But in the future of this season, I'd like to have him as a starting center. Julius Randle only gets 2 points, 3 boards, and 6 assists as we go right ahead and submit on to the game versus the Rockets. So now we're up against John Wall, Harden, and Christian Wood. Let's see how well we start to do. So far, we kind of started off shaky, going back and forth with them, and they end up winning by 1 point. Sabonis is 16 and 16. So right now, for the first 2 games, we're kind of starting off on that. Not many people scoring too many points or whatnot. But as the season keeps on going, once the teammate chemistry starts getting up, we'll start seeing of who actually be playing. As we are right now, we are getting absolutely blown out by the Magic. The Magic dropped 137 points on our head. So go ahead and simmer into the rest of the regular season to the playoffs. Jalen Green ends up coming back, and we play the Bulls, and we get blown out by the Bulls. But also, with us doing this, also with me doing this, they're also going to be getting some big contracts, and the cap room might not be as high, but and some players that still would want to be on the team. Will Barton says he has accepted, but I might end up trading him just for some random things. Daniel Gafford, I let Jalen LeCue walk. I'll probably keep Daniel Gafford just in case because he's a young player. Mitchell Robinson I'll keep as a player as well. Kawhi Leonard has declined his player option. There's nobody in here. So Kawhi Leonard is a free agent, and since he's unrestricted. Let's see. So far, the Clippers have only gave him 3 years, 112 million. So first thing I'm gonna do a business in this is I'm gonna send him a trade first. And also, what's the basic needs that we need? We definitely need a point guard. Don't got a point guard on here. Uh, I'm possibly. They haven't. Oh, they haven't added some of the other dudes yet. So. But one thing, basic needs is easily we need a point guard. So let's go ahead and see the point guard position. Devontae Graham would be a good player to add to the team, but let's first simulate in this to see so far. Let's get all of this stuff just so we could have more in here. We have up to 70.75 million in cap room, and Kawhi Leonard has now decided to go back to the Clippers in here. So now we need a point guard. So Devontae Graham could be our guy. But as we keep going down the list, I just want to make sure Kyle Lowry actually has a ruptured Achilles, so that's a person we'll have to stay away from in this. But the basic person I'm going to try to go after is Devontae Graham. He is a restricted free agent though, so I'm not too sure if we'll be able to get him. Just in case we can't, I'll keep looking down the list. Especially there's some decent players that are down here at the lower levels that would just need a chance. We could also get them for cheap. I've also heard a lot of things about Ayo Dosuma, I think that's how you say it. So we'd be able to get him for cheap. Missed him on getting in the draft, but it's all good. Another player that we would also need is, I believe, I was about to say the shooting guard position. That's another one. Also, power forward is also what we would need. Let's check in the power forward spots. John Collins is also a restricted free agent. Julius Randle will be a big pickup, so I'm gonna go ahead and offer him a contract. Devontae Graham has right now accepted it. Ayo has accepted it. Julius Randle has accepted it, and we are also, they're not gonna try to match the offers. So I'm kind of surprised that they didn't accept it. But oh yeah, one other thing I would want to do is trying to trade away Will Barton off the team with the big contract he kind of has. I'll just accept it for unprotected pick. Shooting guard is also another position. Gary Trent Jr. would also be a big pickup, but since he's a restricted free agent, I'm not too sure. Kelly Oubre will be a big pickup as well on the team. But I probably give give a contract to Terrence Davis out of all of them, but he's a restricted free agent, so it's 50-50 on whether you're going to get him or not. Duncan Robinson's here, Gary Trent's here, Kelly Oubre's here, so I'm going to go ahead and offer Kelly Oubre a contract. He has accepted it. Victor Oladipo surprisingly has not been picked up yet. Teams that are offering him right now is the Bulls are offering the most, and he has the most interest in going to them. Devontae Graham, Ayo, Kelly Oubre, Jalen Green, Cassius Stanley, Zaire Williams, Sabonis, Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson, Mobley, Gafford, and Maker. But now, after all this, I probably, because I really want to see Maker get some minutes for us, so I'm going to go ahead and trade away Daniel Gafford. Also to keep looking, and then also who would be another player? We could also get Torrey Craig for cheap, real cheap. He really wouldn't get many minutes for us, but he'd still be a part of the team just in case injuries, which hurt us a lot in the last season. Dwayne Bacon also is willing to take the minimum. Torrey Craig has accepted to join the team. Lil Will could be I'm surprised he hasn't got any offers yet. Even though the age could also be a factor, but he could be a good six-man, come off the bench / point guard, or to be a starter. But you see here, Kawhi Leonard has gone back to the Clippers. DeRozan has gone to the Spurs. So basically, about everybody has almost gone back to their teams besides a few of the players that we got. I'm just going to offer Duncan Robinson a contract and hopefully he'll be able to accept it. Dwayne Bacon has accepted to come to the team. We would actually be over the salary cap limit if we were to get Duncan Robinson, so he's really not a player we would want to have on the team anymore. And Victor Oladipo has decided to go to the Bulls that offer them the most money. Good for him though. You can go ahead and chase his bag in 2K. He'll probably get one in real life in the off season, but we'll see. Torrey Craig. One other position again is to get another point guard. Get a cheap point guard out here just in case. No, we don't want him. Quinn Cook is willing to join for the minimum. Also for the power forwards, Jared Dudley be able to get for the minimum. Juan Toscano Anderson, he'd be willing to join the team. We keep on skipping forward. Quinn Cook has now accepted the offer. Juan Toscano has now accepted the offer, and gonna go right ahead and advance to the next season. Alrighty, so sorry after all of these messages kept on being sent and back and forth. Let's continue with this. So we are now in the NBA Finals to go up against Luka Doncic and the Mavericks. As we now go down 2-0 to the Mavericks again. That seems to be the trend. We always go down 2-0, and then we always come back and bounce back and end up winning the next 2 games or possibly the next 3. As now heading into game 5, we are down to start this game. It's a very close one now. 2-point game with a minute 16 left. They're shooting free throws. They end up missing. A whole bunch of misses end up happening. We hit a free throw. Now we hit another three. They tie the game with 30 seconds left. 5 seconds left. They go up, but also I guess we went to the free throw line at the very end, and our guy made 1 out of 2. He ended up going up by 3, going up. This is going to be a very close game, almost for who ends up winning. Now we go up by 6 with a minute left. They cut the lead to 4. We go back up by 6. Now we go up by 8, and we end up winning 133 to 128. Now we are up 3-2 in the NBA Finals. Heading into Game 6, going back and forth to start the game out. Fourth quarter now. 2 minutes are remaining. Tie game. We go up by 2. We're still up by 2. They end up taking a 1-point lead. We shoot 2 free throws to take the lead. Going back and forth again. They're up by 2. They're up by 4. Seems like it's going to go to Game 7. And it seems like, yeah, every single time we go down 2-0, we always seem to bounce back. And Jalen Green drops 30 points. As it's now tied 2-2. And now we are in Game 7 of the NBA Finals. We take a lead to start the game off early. Now the lead is just growing at this point. And right at the end, we end up winning Game 7 of the NBA Finals. Congratulations, the Indiana Pacers have now won the championship. Maker ends up winning Finals MVP, averaging 20.7 boards and 8 assists, having also 2 blocks per game, 41% at the 3-point line, and 53% at the field goal. We are now the NBA champions.